Alright, so good morning, afternoon, or evening. A little sick today, so my voice might sound a little worse, but hopefully not too bad. So we're on part number 14. We're about halfway through his Diary of the Navy. Hopefully you've all been enjoying it. But without further ado, we start here at May 2nd, 1954. Dear folks, well, here we are at Wonsan, Korea. It's on the west coast above the 38th parallel. I'm sorry I haven't written the last weeks, but I've been very busy charging all the boat's batteries. You know, it's quite a job to keep 26 boats running all the time. We had a practice landing yesterday, and tomorrow it is the same thing. At 2:45 we get up and start general quarters, and then when the sun comes up, we go off in the boats and hit the beach. I'm in the light salvage boat, and we stay right at the beach from when the first wave hits till the last boat leaves at the end of the operation. They picked a good beach to hit this time. We didn't have to pull one boat off of it. It is a beautiful beach, but I don't think it is the kind they would pick during the war. It's too flat and open. Every man could be shot if they made a real landing there. We have about 1,200 troops aboard, and it's really crowded. Sometimes it's a relief just to get out in that little boat. I guess I already told you that I received your cable. I received it the day after you mailed it. After this operation is over, I will go to Cebu, Japan. It is about 90 miles north of Nagasaki. Two good things about being in Korea is that we don't have to pay income tax and that we get to mail our letters for free. The boys that went up for rates last time finally got the word that everyone made it. Now we have 5 second-class EM, 3 third-class EM, 3 firemen, and 1 fireman apprentice. How is Martha doing? Is Mary going to school in La Paz yet? Well, I guess I'll close so right soon. I miss all of you very much. Love, Lewis. May 10th, 1954. Dear folks, here we are at Cebu, Japan. Today is the 9th day of May, and we will be here until the 16th. After that, we go to Subic Bay in the Philippines. Boy, I'm glad the operation is over with. We had 1,200 troops aboard, and I am now in the light salvage boat, our boat, and we always hit the beach with the first wave, and we stay there until everything is back on the ship, and she is ready to leave for another port. God, it gets tiresome staying in that boat. All fall I was out in the boat, off and on for 5 days. Had me a nice beard started too, but it got itching from the salty spray, so I shaved it off. But it was an easy beach to hit, only 2 boats beached, and we had to pull them off. It was just hours we had to spend out there. As you know, first we went to Inshan, then around Wasan, then back to Inshan. A second time to Inshan, and I had liberty and took a few pictures. My God, those people are dirty. They wear a slipper-like shoe with a painted toe that slightly curls up. The men mostly wore old army and marine uniforms. Very seldomly you see them in their native costumes, which is a baggy pair of pants and a regular shirt. Some women wear dresses in the waistband right under their breast, in a little short jackets to reach to the waistband. These dress always is very full and reaches to the ground. Of course the Marines have contributed a lot to the dirt around here, just because they drive them big trucks and other motor cars on the dirt streets. You can think of the dust. The only good thing I found about the town was the PX, which had Blatz beer and Blagentine beer. Needless to say, I got drunk. It was the only thing to do there. I'm glad we're back among, at least, halfway clean people. I sure feel sorry for Day being stationed in a hole like that. I can just think of the kind of drunk I would be by the time I left there. Well, I gotta go run to the movie. Miss all of you very much. Lewis. May 13th, 1954. Dear folks, I received 2 letters from you yesterday, both through San Diego, dated around the 4th. Nothing new. We are still at Sasebo. The second night we were in here, I was showing the movie. 2/3 of the crew was ashore. Well, everything was quiet, and all of a sudden general quarters was sounded. They announced over the PA system that there was a submarine in the harbor, and It would not identify itself. Well, the ships had to darken ship, and we just sat and waited. With only one-third of the crew on board the ship, we were ready for action in 22 minutes. By this I mean we had anchor raised and main engine full steam, completely ready to go. It is the fastest the ship has ever gotten under way. The old man was real pleased. In fact, he gave every man one 1300 liberty. Boy, I tell you, there's nothing scarier than to go to general quarters and hear the dread word submarine. Well, 4 tin cans went looking for it outside the harbor. They closed the submarine nets, and we sweated it out until about 11 o'clock. Well, they never did find the sub. As far as we know, it may still be in the water below us. I hope I never have to go through another night like that. Nothing much new about this town. A little more high-priced, that's all. Well, I'll close right soon, Love, Lewis. May 15th, 1954. Dear folks, well, today's Sunday, and at 5:30 this morning we started our sub in the Philippines. Along the way, we are to have gunnery practice. Nothing really new. It's been raining pretty hard in there at Sasibu. I caught a cold from riding a boat out to the ship. It sure makes a guy feel lousy. Don't bother putting any money in the bank for me for the China. I still haven't bought any, so it's so hard to make a choice. There are only about 200 or 300 kinds to choose from. Then each kind has several patterns. About those vases you wanted, they only want about 3,000 yen for them, about $85. But I'll keep looking. Maybe I'll find a cheaper set. How are the kids getting along? And Pop, I'm sorry to hear you can't work anymore, Mommy. I thought it would do more good than harm. Well, we'll have some drills in a minute, right soon, Lewis. May 21st, 1954. Dear folks, well, here we are at Subic Bay. It was quite disappointing for me. The only thing here is a Navy base in the town of Navy property. The Filipino people live in the town, but the Navy runs it. Of course, they have bars and women and plenty of drink, but there are so many SPs you can't even raise your voice loud, and they warned us on the ship that if we hit an SP, it's a general court-martial. That heat can really make you drunk fast. Even the women over here get so sick and drunk they can hardly stand up. Filipino men all seem to want to fight. Every time you turn around, if you aren't careful, they'll want to fight you. Boy, it's hot here. I'm getting a little used to it now. On the way down here it was 115 in the engine room. I nearly died, but it's nice here. The beach offers a nice swimming, and they have a swimming pool over on the base. What gets me is that yesterday the ship anchored close to us killed a shark. It weighed over 400 pounds. Its teeth were about a foot, 1.5 feet long. They killed it right in the same water that they allow men to swim in. They killed it with an M1 rifle, shot the shark 9 times before they could pull it onto the ship. Well, we'll be here until the 9th of June. Then we'll take a bunch of sailors and their dependents to Hong Kong. It will be a liberty for them. I don't know how it's going to work out with a bunch of American women on board, with all these drunken sailors. Well, this ought to be something worth writing about later on. Maybe I'll just have to check all the fans every day in the women's quarters. I bet they bring some Marines aboard for guards. There isn't any mail coming through here. One ship was here 6 weeks before they got mail. But I'll write anyway, so keep writing, Lewis. May 26, 1954. Dear folks, well, we're still at Subic Bay, and now it's getting hotter. Everyone is getting a little used to it now. And that's it for this one. This is part number 14. And we'll continue in part number 15. Hopefully you all had a good morning, evening, or rest of your day and are enjoying these little slice of life letters. Eventually I'll get back to the German and other different country ones. But for now we'll finish this and then we'll see where we go from there. This is me signing out.